There are many exceptions, but the indie game industry often catches flack for being all style with little substance. Mostly because when playing a game, the audience expects great gameplay. In that regard, then yes, Kentucky Route Zero doesn't have much in the way of gameplay, but substance is subject to perspective. You have to ask yourself, why do I play games and what do I look for in a game? That's the real question. And if the answer is a stylish and beautiful point-and-click slice of life with a narrative that rivals that of a novel, with intrigue by baiting the audience with moments of mystery accompanied by uncertainty, well then Kentucky Route Zero just might be exactly what the doctor ordered. If you don't already know, Kentucky is home to the 65, a long stretch of interstate that divides the state down the middle, and our protagonist, Conway, needs to make a delivery along I-65. Conway is seeking directions in the first scene of the game, but after some events that just don't sit right, he's directed to the Zero, a supposed route off the highway in Kentucky. While searching for the Zero, Conway meets Shannon, a TV repair person, and they're both searching for the Zero for their own reasons. Now this all might sound like it's a very mundane story, but it's actually all very intriguing. So much in fact that I can't really say much more without spoiling it, but it is slow moving and it does end abruptly with bait to hook the viewer's curiosity. Just like any good point-and-click adventure, Kentucky Route Zero banks on that curiosity and great atmosphere, and for the most part it is a point-and-click game, but not so much in the way of a traditional adventure as the genre is accustomed, with objects to combine for scripted events or to progress to the next puzzle. Route Zero does have some of that, like talking to NPCs and inspecting the surroundings, but it's never a challenge to the point that anyone with some gaming experience under their belt will ever get stuck. Kentucky Route Zero is more interested in the audience hearing the tale that they want to tell than challenging the mind with puzzles. In other words, it's more of an interactive story than anything else. Sometimes these storied events that make up the game are brought to life in a traditional or untraditional means. For example, some situations or stories play out as just text accompanied by sound, allowing your mind to act out the scenes instead. This is also complemented by the visuals, which are impressionistic at times or abstract, and encourage the viewer to fill silhouettes with movement and expressions. And overall, that's what embodies Kentucky Route Zero and the indie community. How do you measure substance in gaming? Sometimes it's more about movements in gaming and expression of the medium than it is about gameplay, and in the end, that's exactly what Kentucky Route Zero is all about.